This is Smithy.tv.
Alright, well, welcome to another episode of the Mind Reels on Smithy TV. I'm still Tim. With me as always is Sue. Still Sue. We've had a very busy week.
We have.
And it's Wednesday. Yeah, and it's Wednesday, and then we've got conventions coming up. We've got, but tonight we're going to try and crash the server again.
Yes, we are.
Because joining us this time is Kris Holden Reid.
Hello.
Who's been with us before on an audio interview, but this is the first time we've gotten you in the studio. So welcome, sir.
Hiding behind the microphone.
So, and thank you for finding the time, because you're a busy guy. You got lots on the go.
Well, this winter's actually a bit of a chill out time for me, which has been nice. Taking some family time, setting my house up, teaching my son how to ski.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
5-year-olds, it's amazing. They can just pick things up like that. And
they've got a better center of gravity than you tend to once you
lower.
get scared. Yeah.
He goes down legs widespread, and he's just like...
Straight.
It's great, yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, but you've got 3 movies coming out. You've got 2 in post, I think. One in production. I've got them written here.
Well, the one in production just seems to be continually in production. Is this the Four Saints?
Yeah, because I read the blurb on that. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
It is. It's a fantastic project, and I don't think it's happening because twice they've tried to get it on its feet, and twice they've lost their funding just as they're going into prep. And I think the last time was in 2011. And for some reason it's still on there. It still gets refreshed, but I haven't heard about it, so I don't think it's going to go.
I read the blurb, and I'm like, that sounds wicked. And then
I would love to play that character.
And you've got a zombie movie, The Returned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. People are like, it's a zombie movie, but really, there's only 3 zombies in it.
Still counts.
They're good cameo zombies, though. They're good zombies for all those people out there who really want zombies. But yeah, it's more of it's a bit more of a political, social movie about more the disease. It takes place in a world that had 2 outbreaks, and at the latter part of the second outbreak, they found an antibody which is derived from the bone marrow of zombies. And so you have to, if you catch the virus with, I shouldn't say this.
No, spoilers. Spoilers.
There's producers in Spain right now just ready to electrocute me.
Shut him up.
Shut it down now. Go see it. Smart. Well, who knows if it's smart, but we thought it would be. But not your typical zombie movie, let's say.
Nice. And you just finished another one with our friend Lauren, 3 Days in Havana.
Well, we finished that actually a while ago. That was, God, when did we do that? That was spring, actually.
Would have been nice. Cuba's nice.
Yeah,
It's got to be tough.
Havana with Lauren Lee.
I know, right?
I told her to call me next time. To make out on a beach with.
That has got to be rough. And we didn't ask it. I did research it. Your all-time favorite movie should be Gandhi.
Very good.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, people always ask that. And it's like, God, what is the good? I mean, I've got so many ones I love, but the one that I always go to, I watch it at least once a year, just because. I mean, he's just.
Film.
Besides the film, he's also just such a. An inspiring individual, and it's kind of like a sort of reset for me when I'm what's important in life? Why do I feel so effed up? It's like, right, be the change you want to see.
Nice.
Gandhi will know.
I haven't watched that in years.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Richard Attenborough directing, always good.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic director.
Yeah.
And then you also do this little show people haven't really heard of Lost Girl. What the hell is that?
Oh no, that doesn't happen.
Doesn't
anymore.
happen. I don't know what that is.
That shows history. We got.
No, you
Yeah,
guys just
Lost
got tapped for
Girl.
season 4.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah, which you were the last to know, if I recall. On Twitter.
Always.
What?
Like, huh? We got? Nah, it's gonna be a treat. It's gonna be an interesting season. A lot of things are changing. A lot of sort of changes of people at the helm, which will be interesting.
Really cool.
Producers switching over, and DOP has moved on, but we have a set sort of show, so we'll see how it all works out. But I think it's going to be an opportunity for everyone, for all the people returning, to just sort of see what new life we can bring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking earlier is that some of the things we want to see Dyson doing is, well, one, you fence and you ride. You've won medals for that. So we'd like to see maybe Dyson do some of that.
I thought you were almost going to say you've won wars, but you're going for wars. You've won wars.
You kick some serious butt. Yeah, I mean, do you still fence?
No, not so much. It was amazing. It was actually one of my all-time favorite sports. It's so intense, such great, just an individual sport, person versus person, intense focus and strategy. It's got everything that you want in the
Dyson
sport.
needs to do some of that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I fenced épée, right? So sport fencing, I don't know, it doesn't really fly with the old world werewolf.
Yeah, in a kill.
Toe touch! Got you!
Riposte!
Exactly. Yeah, no, they want to see me with a broadsword, like cleaving people.
Hell yeah, they do.
So,
Yeah.
that's fun too. But
Maybe
it
he
was
could teach
fun.
Bo. That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah, you know what? That's something we never actually
She'd be
got.
like, really?
Yeah.
Toe touch.
Yeah. Hey, a limper can't. It's a valid hit.
Totally counts. It counts.
It counts.
Yeah. And then what else? I was chatting with. It might have been you today. It might have been somebody else. The whole idea that because there's Bo Place Like Home aired on Sunday, which was a great episode for Anna because she gets the whole mom discussion.
Oh, that's when she went home to mom.
Yeah.
Right.
And a couple people, I think, actually on Twitter were saying now that we've had Anna's episode of that, let's have a Dyson episode like that. Let's bust out the waterworks, man.
Where's his big daddy dog and his bitch mom? Where are they?
See, this is what I'm saying.
couple wolves humping in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, I heard a little bit of an accent starting to come with that.
Why the fuck not, right?
That's right. That's
Here we
great.
go.
It'll be like this now for the rest of the night.
It'd be better if we had some scotch.
Yeah.
Speaking of scotch, we've got a nasty question here from someone who says, "Did you drink my Balvenie double wood scotch?"
Probably.
Paul sent me a message today and said, "Make sure you ask him, because."
Oh yeah. Well, he left it at my house.
See?
What the hell else am I gonna do with it in a flask? And everyone knows you can't leave scotch in a flask for very long; it becomes toxic,
See?
right?
He saved
So
you,
you were
Paul.
helping him out.
That's right. And then I even washed the flask.
That's a good friend right
See?
there.
I think he owes you a bottle for that.
Between friends.
Anybody got questions for Kris Holden Reid? Yeah, did you drink my scotch?
Yes, I did. Bam. And then, of course, Lauren had a great question.
That's Lauren did.
Yeah, I say you nailed that one because it was just hilarious.
She would like to know, with details, how awesome it is working with Lauren Lee Smith. Not whether or not it is awesome, but exactly how awesome is
In
it?
degrees.
Well, you know what? I don't have to think very hard because I just worked with her yesterday. We shot we play husband and wife on The Listener. And again, it's so funny. We are always kind of thrown together in these funny sort of, they're trying to build this relationship on Listener, but they only have like 5 minutes of screen time to do it every 5 episodes. So it's like, hey, want to make a baby? I don't know how I feel about that. That's how I feel about it. Really? I love you. That's basically what
Carry on.
I just got called into work.
Yeah, but Lauren is honestly, actually aside, you should probably cut out that baby part because that is something for this season that they will not want out there. So Ixnay on the baby's name. I will start again. Lauren Lee Smith is just a lovely woman to work with. No, she's just one of these people that is so open and just authentic and authentically lovely.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was amazing when she came in, because she came in cold. I mean, neither of us had met her at all.
Yeah.
And by the end of the night, we're just like, of course we're all like friends now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When are you coming back on the show?
Yeah. That's Lauren, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, we started working together, I guess, on The Listener, and you know, she started doing some of these other projects, and she's the one who recommended me for the one in Havana. She's just like, you know what, if you want me to play a husband with someone, you know, you need that. Let's get Kris and let's just do it. Because we have great chemistry, her and I.
That's got to be a tough recommendation right there. He's great husband material.
Yeah, that's right. Really? I'm not even married, never have. I don't know what I'm doing.
But you got the LLS stamp of approval.
That's right. It's got to mean a lot.
You know what? That goes a long way. At the pearly gates, I'll be like, hey, Peter, come on, you let Lauren in there. I see her, she's waving.
over there.
What are you drinking?
Just let me, can you tell him that I'm okay?
And I love the fact that you did the Tudors, which, you know, was very
It was
cool.
very, yes, it was very proper.
Yeah, it's very-
it was
yes.
like good television.
It is. It was
Solid
fantastic.
television.
Solid television is a great word. And then, not to dismiss Lost Girl at all, but now you're doing Lost Girl, and it's got to be completely different. Because I mean, the fans are just fans are awesome, by the way, because we have some.
Honestly, Lost Girl fans, I've never encountered people that are this committed and
wild.
passionate. Thank you guys,
Yeah.
and like, I hope we keep making you guys happy. But yeah, it was a very different world, and both are fantastic, or have been fantastic experiences. You know, on Listener, I'm not Listener, on the Tudors, you had one man's vision. You know, Michael Hurst, fantastic historical writer, and he wrote every episode. You know, and he was the go-to guy. Whereas on a show like the Lost Girl, you have, you know, a lot of different people collaborating. There's a lot of different cooks in the kitchen, and I mean, on the Tudors, you showed up. This is what you had to do. There was no arguing with the script. It was like, I doubt if my character would have died of a sweating disease at this point. Like, no, you're dead. Whereas on Lost Girl, you know, it's like, we have a little bit of input, which I actually love, because I love collaborating. But yeah, I've been very blessed to have two very different shows, but fantastic experiences, both of them.
Because just Lost Girl fans are awesome.
They are.
I mean, we owe most of our fan base to Lost Girl.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No, thank you. Me too.
Sex After Kids got made.
Yeah,
I know. You had Jeremy in here, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He was our first guest because of Untitled Work of Paul Shepard. Because we went to see it because of you and Zoe.
Right.
And then we started.
We were like, let's go opening night, we'll support them, and then we were like, fuck, I love that movie, and so then we had to write about it, and then we're like, hey, Jeremy, you're local.
Yeah, and then
I really hope Sex After Kids gives him a big boost.
Man,
Yeah.
love that movie. Yeah. So good. Where's my copy, Jeremy? I'm still waiting. Just saying, because awesome, so good.
Patience.
And yeah, just the whole. You spoke about collaboration. Now, does Jeremy let you do that on?
Oh yeah, God, Jeremy and I. Right from Paul Shepard, it was, you know, just building on ideas. You know, sometimes you have an idea of how you could start a character. You know, it's written in a certain way, and you know you can facilitate certain parts. But if you start it in a different kind of zone, it gives you more way to go. It might not be in the script. Like with Sex After Kids, Gage. Sorry, crack epic.
Spoiler.
You know, for me, he kind of didn't have a story.
Okay.
Jeremy thought of him as the glue, but for me, he just kind of felt very sparse. I didn't know where he could go. And then we came up with this, well, what if he's having sex in the beginning? You can see that it's empty and not like... And so we came up with this scene that we did with Christina Moore, which as I was shooting it, I regretted, but thank God it was Christine, because she's so committed.
She really was.
So committed. Yeah. It's like, wow. But yeah, so it gave us a starting place, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jeremy's amazingly open to that sort of stuff, and he just can work things in. Like, that's part of his gift. He is able to see things, and because he's such a great editor, he knows how he can just put things and build. You know, you can throw him an idea, and he'll just, it's like Lego, or I'm in Lego world.
There's nothing wrong with Lego.
So.
I think Jeremy will approve of Lego. The Lego analogy.
And then, I like this one. In season 2, Dyson, of course, had his love taken from him. So you had
season 2.
It was season 2. So you had to play more of a. I don't give a rat's ass about Bo anymore. And now this year you're kind of carrying a torch for her. Which one's harder to play?
The absence, for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, that was a tricky one because it wasn't like he just fell out of love with her. It was like this other entity ripped his ability to feel that out of him. So how do you play that?
Yeah.
How do you play
Especially when you add a Kiara into it.
Yeah.
And it's not that he doesn't like Bo, he just doesn't love her the same. Well, his ability to love is just gone.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't, he can't. It's like, it would be like going and seeing someone I don't know, I kind of equate it to either like going deaf or like having a stroke, or you go to someone you have history with them. Like I did the Walter Gretzky story.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to talk about, Walter doesn't really remember, but you talk to his therapist and the people who made the story, and he doesn't remember. So when he woke up from his stroke, he looked at Wayne, and Wayne was, and he didn't even know about hockey anymore. He had forgotten everything about hockey. He was like, no, I don't like hockey, I like golf. So Wayne was like showing him, this is the Stanley Cup, I won this with, it's me and you won the Stanley Cup. And his father was like, doesn't mean anything to me, I don't care. And that's kind of what I was thinking it would be like. It's like, I'm looking at Bo, I know I should feel, but I can't. And that was the frustration of it. And that's why it led to pretty dark places for him, because it's like, to know you're supposed to feel something, not be able to. My father's a stroke victim, and I watch him struggle with language. He knows he should be able to say something. He can't. He gets furious. And that's why Dyson was so dark that season, because I was tapping into a lot of frustrated fury, thinking, knowing that shit. And then, of course, I get it back, and the producer's like, but we can't tell anyone. It's going to be a secret. So then I'm like, great. So I get it back, because it's funny. Everyone's like, why isn't Dyson telling Bo? And it's like, because they wouldn't let me.
Although I did like the fact that in the episode that just aired, is that Trick knows, and he kind of says, he kind of calls you on it, which I thought was just awesome. Yeah. And then you send him off with, I forgot her name already. Yeah.
I can't remember the character's name.
Yeah, it was just
Demo Dell, though.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Send him off with it, which was really cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, go Trick. Trick bait.
Yeah.
Good line.
I didn't make it up.
No, of course. And then, this one I loved, just because it just seems kind of weird. I couldn't do it if I wasn't in a TV show. I mean, I won't even watch our show. But have you read any of the Lost Girl fan fiction?
What do you mean, when they role play?
No, like there's little websites dedicated to writing stories about the character. Oh, okay.
No,
somebody tweet at them one of the links then. But I'm sure there's a lot of, what do they call it? Slash fiction, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure there's also like
I'm sure there's
legitimate story continuations
and
other views.
Interesting. So people just continue on or write backstory.
People just like write within the world and
fantastic. Thanks for doing that. That's awesome. I will Google it.
Do it, because I'm sure there's tons out there.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever know. No.
I don't do that. I'm curious.
You wrote fan fiction when you were younger.
I still write fan fiction. Just saying. This is a nice one too. You've played werewolves. You've done it on Lost Girl, and you've also played opposite Kate Beckinsale in Underworld. Let me just say, hot.
Oh Lord. Honestly, I got to hang out with that woman for 3 days in an underground parking lot where I was wearing nothing but a napkin tapped over my genitals.
Oh, no.
That's it, like literally a napkin, gaffer taped
right
there. Otherwise completely nude, covered in blood, which was continuity. Yep. So I couldn't sit down or wear a coat.
Right.
So I'm standing there naked with this little thing with space heaters around me because we're shooting in the winter for 3 fucking days. And there's Kate back and said, hello, good morning, Kris. Yes, how are you? And she's looking fantastic in her PVC.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a little warm-up coat. I'm just like, yeah, hi. Yeah, that was, it was great. It was fun, but don't know if I'd do it again.
Cold.
Cold.
Very, very cold.
And uncomfortable. Yeah.
So yeah, she said you've played werewolves. Any chance that you want to take on like playing a superhero at some point?
Absolutely. I would love to.
Or like another mythological creature?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh God, I've fantasized about so many, honestly. You want to hear the total
I do.
breakdown?
I want to hear it.
I think I did do this at the San Diego Comic-Con. Someone asked this question, and I guess what it is he's a mutant. I love the mutant mythologies, X-Men and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a Colossus. He turns himself into organic steel, like completely through and through though. Okay. So he doesn't breathe or have flowing blood when he's metal.
Sure.
By the way, no one take this because I'm writing a script about it. So he's molecularly completely organic metal. So he doesn't age when he's like that because he's steel. So he kind of can go into faux immortality. But also he can touch metal and manipulate it at an atomic level. So he can he can keep pieces of like pure metal on his body and then they'll drip off of him into like atomically like atom sharp swords.
Nice.
That's
Like
cool.
lightsabers, you know, I got your stuff, they're so sharp. And then, you know, there's like big stories where like he's fighting something, he grabs onto a train track and he sucks all this metal into him, he becomes humongous as they're like...
That's cool.
And, you know, the story goes on, he gets hit, falls into the ocean, wakes up millennia later, like... Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America did that, that's cool.
Yeah.
Except for the whole...
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Sort of. Yeah, so something
Well, it's
like
like
that.
a
that's
Magneto
cool.
meets T-1000 meets
Yeah, yeah.
It's Colossus.
Colossus.
Something like
I was just happy with flight.
that. Flight would
That
be
was
nice too, you know.
Think of all the money I would save on travel.
Right? I'd be happy with a jetpack. Actually.
Hoverboard!
You need to be superpowered.
Just an awesome spandex suit for
Right?
I can rock a spandex suit. And then there's a rumor what you might be going to London in November for the Vampire Ball.
Yeah, Ksenia did it last year, and she had to go.
Oh,
And so they approached me about going with her this year, and I was like, yeah.
I know some French girls who are very excited to go.
Yeah. But London would be awesome. I haven't been to London in turn of the
High
century.
school. I went once.
It's a
I need to
fantastic
go back.
city.
It is. It's a great city. And I'm going back. See, I can do it too.
I believe it.
That's great. But yeah, like that. And we also like to know, you scuba dive. Do you still scuba dive?
Oh yeah.
Where's your favorite place to dive?
I
Lake
just
Ontario.
I have dove Lake Ontario.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's actually quite clear, and it's just cold. Once you get down
Right.
below 20 feet, it's freaking freezing down there. It's the same temperature all year round. It's like 4 degrees Celsius.
Couldn't do Lake Ontario.
No, it's not good. I just had some of my best dives in my life in January in Belize.
Ooh,
And
that would be good.
Yeah, there's one of the best reefs, well, definitely one of the best reefs in the Caribbean there. And I went out to this place called the Blue Hole, which is about a 3-hour boat ride off the, it's into this marine park. And it's this cave, this old ancient cave that's kind of collapsed in itself. So it's this deep, deep hole. But all around it is this reef that is just teeming with so much life. I've never seen an abundance of life like this. Like you're swimming and there's like 6-foot tarpons coming by you,
Oh
like
my
you can
God.
touch them.
Yeah.
There's like loggerhead turtles eating at the reef, and the little particles that are falling out are being eaten by queen angelfish, and you come around a corner, there's like 6 barracuda just hanging out there.
Yeah, pretty wicked.
Schools of it's just incredible. But the Blue Hole was amazing because we dove in, and Julie, my son's mom, she's floating in the water. She looks down, she's like, honey, there's sharks. And I'm like getting her, I'm like, what? Because it was only the 3 of us, this other guy and the dive master. So I jump in, and sure enough, there's like 7-foot reef, black tip reef sharks right underneath us, like just cruising. And
That's so cool.
You know, it gets your blood going when
does.
there's like a fish that could take you down but won't because they're nighttime feeders and they usually fish. So
I had that. I learned to scuba dive while I was living in Bermuda, and we dove off the HMS Hermes off the South Shore, which was not a tanker, but pretty much a tanker. Cargo ship, sorry, that's what I'm looking for. Which they sunk explicitly for diving purposes.
Oh, cool.
So we're going down, it's like 80 feet down, so we're going down. You get the lights, because the lights were still working at that point. The lights are on, yeah.
Oh my god.
So the lights you see this tower come up and the lights are on, and it just gets bigger and bigger as you go down. And we're like, I'm not saying this because you can't talk underwater, but we kind of indicate that we want to go inside and then swim through the cargo.
Is this
bay.
at night?
No, but it was dim, but it wasn't dark.
How deep were you?
I think at the bottom was 82 feet. So, and we decided to swim through the cargo bay, which is pitch black.
Right.
So we get to the bottom of the stairs and about to go through the cargo bay, and the shark just kind of comes swimming by. Tiger shark, by the way.
Oh.
Comes swimming by. It passes like between me and my friend Tony, like no more, like right here. And we're just like, all right, we'll go back up. It just.
Seen all there is to see here.
It was just, it's so cool because you didn't care.
They're so graceful in the way they move. It's
But yeah, I haven't scuba dived since I got back because every time I look at Lake Ontario, I'm like,
forget about it.
Yeah, can't do it.
You don't want.
The most I've done is snorkel so far.
Snorkeling is amazing. Like
It
honestly, I'll go for a few. If I go to like a tropical place, I'll do a couple dives or a few dives. But I love snorkeling.
Yeah.
It's just the freedom of movement. You take a breath, you go down, just like you're flying. That's what I love about swimming. Is
Yes.
you're flying.
I always did that in the pool too.
Yeah.
You just pretend you're Superman. You just push off from the wall and you just. Because
We were snorkeling in Mexico in Xalha, and there's an area where it goes from brackish. It goes from like. You have brackish water, fresh water, salt water, and it's all in one spot. You can just swim from one to the other and see all kinds of different fish depending on which spot you're in.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Cool.
Saltwater and sweetwater when they meet are really interesting. Like if you've ever done a cave dive, there'll often be two layers, and I think it's called the halcyon effect.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and it's literally you can see the shimmer through the water where the two waters are pressing against each other.
Yeah.
And when you mix them, they become completely blurry. Like it just is all fogged up, and it's so awesome because you'll and one's hot and one's cold, right? So you're coming up and. Come through this layer, it's like this mirror, and then you're still in water, and then you come up again, and you're in the cave. It's like
I just went through a Stargate.
exactly.
I've never done a cave dive. Totally want to do a cave dive.
Mexico, the cenotes, fantastic down by Cancun.
Okay.
Beams of light shining into caves that are like stalagmites and stalactites, columns. It's fantastic. It's otherworldly.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
We went to one that you could swim into, but you actually had to go underwater at one point to get right into it. But then there was all kinds of space.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
In the first part, there's a dude with a camera to take your picture if you want to buy it after.
Yeah, of course.
$5.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is dated or not, but do you have a black lab?
I do.
Named Hopper, yeah.
Hopper underfoot.
We're like, we should have gone to bring him tonight.
Oh, she's up at the farm.
Nice. Now, do you have a cool Hopper story? Is there like, because Sue could go for hours on cat stories.
Really?
So yeah. So there's got to be a cool Hopper story in there somewhere.
Or a polar bear cub.
Hopper is an amazing dog. You know, I got her when I was living in the city, and by the time she was 8 months old, she was an off-leash dog. She would have been a great seeing eye dog because very trainable. She sat at every corner and waited. You know, she waited for lights. She would cross. She actually was so good that when my roommate got a puppy, she walked the dog. She would take the leash in her mouth, walk the dog, stop her. You know, she taught the other dog. She's a great dog, and she's now up at the farm. And that's become her home because when I bought a condo, it was just really not fair to her.
Yeah.
And I was working on law school 80 hours a week. It was like, Mom, you gotta, you know, what dog doesn't love a farm?
No, exactly.
So she's great. I mean, she comes down and visits me in the city sometimes, but I go up to the farm about once a week. And,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I need a dog.
That's why I can't get it.
Yeah, that's exactly
I work
why.
too much.
Yeah.
And
And it's a small apartment. And yeah.
so we just load up with cats and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Do something fun.
I love cats too, but
Yeah.
no time right now.
No. And then, well, speaking of time, because now that we know season 4 is coming up, does that mean your physical regimen is going to change? You're going to start? Is there
Yeah, I have to.
how do you prep for that?
It's about 3 months prep or 2 to 3 month prep. And yeah, it's just it's a diet. It's a buffing up. It's things to make Dyson look like Dyson does. I mean, I don't maintain that all the time.
I don't.
It's also limiting too. I don't always want to be that guy.
No.
It's like I was just up for this film and I really wanted to do this part. It was a very dark part, a very psychological part, and because I have to keep this right now I'm just kind of stuck in continuity. The studio just didn't see me for it because I didn't look skinny enough, emaciated enough, and I can look like that if I shave this off. And I would have for the movie, but so there's limit. There's limits put on me by what Dyson, and they're not bad limits. Honestly, through Dyson, I've created a very attractive character, and it will probably carry me through for a couple. Who knows for how long? But I do want to start doing divergent characters again.
Of course. Yeah, because I was going to ask you that, but you brought it up first, the whole beard thing, because I know when I grow my beard, I can keep it for maybe 3 to 6 months, and then you just kind of, it's got to go. It has to go.
Yeah, I did it at Christmas. I knew I wasn't going to be working, so I shaved it off, and it was nice. But you know what? I hate shaving. Honestly, I find it such a pain in the butt. So I'm very used to the beard. I mean, I've had it since the Tudors, basically. I've had a beard for more than 7 years. Wow. Well, I mean, on and off, but mostly with it.
See, it drives me crazy. Whereas this, I like this because it doesn't annoy me. But once it gets up here, and I can keep it for 3 months, and it's got to go. Although I can rock it. I can rock the beard.
I keep mine so thin. And
you keep yours.
Nice. nice work.
I was going to challenge a guy to Movember one time. We're going to have a mustache.
Don't!
I was like, I can do this.
Don't be putting Rogaine on your face just to prove a point.
I can do it,
I
Dad.
wouldn't go that far. I was willing to lose.
Now, we've still got to see maybe half of season 3 to go, I think? No, we're on 7, so there's 5 to go, I think. Yeah. Now, is there stuff coming up for Dyson that we can look forward to? Is there a moment for you that shines in the season?
God, honestly, I can't remember.
It all blurs, I get that.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, when did you stop filming?
Because that was last year, before Fan Expo, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. We finished beginning of September.
Yeah.
No, now that I think about it, I think the latter half of the season is the strongest half.
Nice.
There is some really fun stuff that happens. I think we end very strong.
Excellent.
We get to have a couple nice guest stars. Sean Doyle pops in. He does a great turn for us. And it really amps up in sort of conflict at the end. The episode that I really enjoyed making was episode 6 with Ksenia, where she is the kid swan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And her and I had some great little scenes together, and I mean, we love working together. So
well, that's the amazing thing. It looks like everybody just clicks with everybody else. I mean, it just shows on the screen that you guys like each other.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the vibe.
This is the gift of the show, and some of our guest directors have commented on it. They're like, this guy had this theory. He's like, this is what people are connecting with, is that you guys connecting with each other.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit. There's no fake relationships here. You guys all genuinely. And I just actually wrote an answer. Someone sent me a question online about it, and it was just talking about all of what makes Law School special, and it we don't have those catty sort of fighty relationships that undermine each other for the sake of like some sort of drama or something.
Yeah.
Or not even drama, like that kind of petty like, oh, well, I'm with these guys. Well, we don't like you. Well, we don't like you either. Law school doesn't do that. It's like our team, even if we disagree with each other, we always have each other's backs.
Yeah.
No one. Well, until perhaps the end of season 3, no one betrays anybody.
Oh no. That's right. We'll grill Emily on that next week. Is there something that Dyson hasn't done yet that you hope he gets to do in season 4?
I loved 205, the flashback stuff. I mean, I've talked to them about it. You said, put me on a horse. I would love to do more of that, see where Trick and Dyson came from,
You can see them just riding across Europe kicking ass.
Yeah.
That would be winging.
Yeah, because they've known each other for a very long time.
Totally.
It's not even just that they're both very old, but
Yeah.
they've known each other for a good deal of that time, too.
So explore that.
Yeah. You see him as the Blood King. Dyson's like his right-hand man, going out kicking some ass.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Story pitch for you, Emily. Here we go. It'll be a great chance to bring out the accent again.
That's right.
That's right.
Which is always fun.
Yeah, you do it really well.
The teenager flashback one was
Oh my
awesome,
God.
too.
That was
What happened to your voice? I don't know. Did you like it?
that was ridiculous.
I think I laughed so hard at that part. I'm like, pizza! And just,
Yeah, we got to be total imbeciles. It was funny because when we were building the story, when we were like reading it, with our meetings as we were doing prep, we were all originally it was they revert to their adolescent forms, and we were like, well, there's no adolescent story here. This isn't Dyson as an adolescent. Like Dyson was medieval, and he wouldn't be like, hey, kiss your boo with my elbow, oh my god.
He certainly wouldn't be singing Duran Duran.
No, so we were all like, this has nothing to do with our adolescence, and they were like, oh right, and so we made it some sort of a virus that just made us freaking idiots, which was fun, and like I'm so glad the audience gets behind and likes these kind of episodes because we like to throw them out. They're fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that one alone must cost the music department God knows how much. Because I'm like, holy crap, they got that song? Wow, it was...
It's surprising sometimes what you can get.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And now I will never look at Hungry Like the Wolf the same again.
No.
So thanks for that.
Gee, I'm sorry I ruined your Duran Duran vision. I actually Googled the video, you're not missing much.
No, I've seen it. It was not Girls on Film, let's just leave it with that. Great video, by the way. I'm just saying, it was a great video.
Girls on Film.
Girls on Film. Naked girls. They could not show it on MTV because there was naked women all over it.
I'll have to check that out.
It's like porn, but not.
Okay.
I got nothing.
They also ran Madonna X number of
true.
times.
Poor Madonna.
There was her showing
Well,
her belly
those-
button and like a bridge.
Remember those
I
cone
remember the
Yeah.
cone boobs.
They
Yeah.
were so ridiculous.
And like a prayer got banned.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really? Like a prayer?
Yeah.
I remember because there was a Pepsi commercial that was linked to it, and they had to yoink it as soon as it got banned
Yoink it.
because everyone's like, "Oh
I totally don't remember that one.
my god!" Like religious overtones.
Can't have that.
It's got prayer in the title, for God's sakes. For God's sake.
Oh, I see what you did.
Huh?
And you are at, although this won't air before then, you're at the Comic-Con this weekend.
Yeah.
For the next Comic-Con.
Yes, we've gotten, Paul Amos and I have gotten involved with the Captain Canuck rebirth.
Very cool.
So yeah, there's some amazing art going on with the creation of the new Captain Canuck.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting with webisodes. I don't know what the correct term
Okay,
is.
sweet.
Starting with web just to get little 3-minute little vignettes.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, I think the idea is a feature and a series, an animated series.
I watched the little, very brief teaser trailer.
It is very brief.
It is, but it looks great.
There's
like
some
the
nice
art in it is
artistry, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. I think it's Cameron. Totally
We'll
could be
look him
wrong.
up.
Yeah, but he's a very talented artist, and we're very lucky to have him on board.
I like that. And all these web series nowadays, I love it. Love it. Web series is the way to go.
It
It
is.
really is.
Yeah, there's so much happening now. I mean, Katie's got her long story short, Guidestones, this August in the Underwood with Mary Cronert,
Puppets.
and puppets. Just,
It's going to be really interesting to see how all the sort of different mediums sort of merge in the next 10 years. I mean, all web really needs is a little bit better production value.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Now, what else do you have coming down the pipe? Prep for Lost Girl, season 4, I'm sure.
Well, I'm still waiting to hear about this film, but I have a feeling that it's gone away. Yeah, besides that, I'm taking some family trips this in March, and this is the year of all my friends' 40th birthdays. So it's like, I had to go to Montreal, going to Calgary next week.
Nice.
But, we're doing it in style. We're going to Banff for the Banff 40th ski trip.
Oh,
And then taking Skylar to Germany to meet his German relatives.
oh, that sounds
And
cool.
mixing it in with a little ski trip in the Swiss Alps.
Yes, as you must.
Yes. There's no other place for a 5-year-old to learn skiing than the Swiss Alps. Always.
Obviously.
It's chocolate at the end of every run. So that's my March, and then April and May we'll be prepping for Lost Girl.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Now, is there any desire for you to get behind the camera at some point on Lost Girl?
On Lost Girl?
Or just in general?
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
It's funny, I've always thought I would be a better director than an actor. And I have yet to test my mettle. I just, when I was younger, I wasn't working that much, so I was developing, writing stories and trying to think about getting more behind the camera, but then acting really caught on and got busy, had Skylar, and it's funny, I was working with Peter Stebbings last night. He was directing an episode of The Listener, and he was like, yeah, I've been busy, and I was thinking about my life, and it's like, yeah, I've been busy too, just not in the professional realm, but I mean, I have been, but like, not developing my own stuff. But yeah, when the time wears out on me being the the buff guy, when I get a little bald and a little rounder around the edges, and I'm not working quite so much, I will definitely step behind the camera, acquiesce to the young, beautiful people, and then start telling them what to do.
Act.
Now is
Faster.
your chance. Faster.
More intense.
More intensity. Yeah.
You'll develop an accent for your director's
That's
voice
right.
too.
Perfect. This is my director character now. You will act.
That would be terrifying.
Would not be happy on that set.
No, but yeah, I do want to be developing and starting with some stories. Even that superhero character I was telling you about.
Yes.
I love that genre, so
I mean,
I'll probably get into fantasy.
Yeah, and with the web series now being so, I'm not going to say easy to do because everybody I know who does it works very hard at it, but it's so accessible to get into now. I mean, something like that could just take off on a web series.
Yeah, I had a couple ideas that were original because when I was developing as a younger man, no one had any money, so it was like, what can we shoot with no money that's still cool? And it's still applicable today. So I might breathe some life into those ideas again.
Yeah.
My brother and I did stop motion with our action figures.
Awesome.
Who doesn't love stop
We had somebody shoot up our room, so between every shot, we'd like poke a hole in the background with a pencil, and you see them all in the frame. It was amazing.
I gotta start doing that with Skylar.
Yeah.
He's really getting into Lego now, so he's like been building on stuff.
Sure.
And we could do a stop motion film of his like Lego building up. Yeah, actually, thank you.
Oh, that would be wicked.
The next rainy sick day.
Yeah.
Just with the cats. Cats are a little harder.
Stop moving.
Exactly.
Yeah, Lego and stop motion would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Skylar would love that.
Yeah.
Every 5-year-old kid loves Lego.
Yeah.
We were doing it with Star Wars and G.I. Joe. We had a mashup going on because G.I. Joe's had some pretty good vehicles, especially.
Knowing is half the battle.
That's right.
That's right.
I remember that shit. All right, and I did throw down a brief challenge when we last met for a Brogue-off.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god. But there's no scotch, lad.
What do you mean there's no scotch? Hoot, man, look in there.
Well, you're fucking way ahead of me then.
That's right.
He's giving himself an advantage, unfair advantage.
Oh,
Tim.
me wee bounds are just killing me. You don't know what he's saying.
I don't even understand him, his brogue.
It's like he's from Aberdeen. He knows nothing.
I don't, How far are we going to take this? We're going to start throwing down pills and flushing each other our fucking nards.
I won't shove it under my kilt. I won't.
You won't?
I won't do it.
Don't flip the table.
Don't flip the table.
Unless you ask politely, like Liz
That's
Mary.
right. Like, what are they throwing it? Can I throw the table?
She was gonna demonstrate.
I'm going to acquiesce to Tim. He's won it for the evening. But I say it's because he's had Scotch.
That's right.
He's warmed up.
It's method acting that.
That's right. I'm on water. See how they treat me on this show?
Right. It's the return guests that get the goodies.
Alright, well I'm going to come back after some time in Edinburgh. And then we'll see who's pros.
Oh, Edinburgh.
And by return guest, you really just mean Paul.
Yeah, he got himself a nice beer out of that, didn't he?
Yeah, and he had just finished a
Mary's
cleanse.
been on the show
I picked him up that night from here. And then he's like, I don't feel so good. Just coming off this cleanse, I had my first beer down.
That's so awesome.
I felt terrible because he was sick too, and then he was going into Santa Barbara the next day or something too.
There you go.
Sorry, buddy.
Do it to you again anytime. Yeah. But no, that's awesome. I honestly, we're loving season 3 of Lost Girls so far.
Thank you.
It's every episode I'm like, all right, it gets better and better and better. I loved this week's episode. I actually tweeted at Gail Harvey this morning and said, loved it because Anna Soap made me cry.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I
And
love all
I was
the
like
characters.
watching it and everything was going along fine, and then I was like, why am I crying? I'm like sobbing by the end of it. I'm like, I'm a mess.
That's. I mean, I
I
love.
go to bed.
Yeah, I love all the characters, and I'm attached to them all. But I didn't realize I was that attached to the characters. I mean, even after 3 seasons, I'm like, yeah, I like Trick, I like Dyson, I like them all. But to realize that apparently I care more than I thought I did. That is a wicked realization.
That's,
I was just
Well,
like,
for me
wow.
too, is like seeing the dynamic between her and her mom when they were having like that one moment where her mom's like nice and loving, and yet at the same time she doesn't really know what Bo's talking about, and just seeing the confusion, and she's crying, and Anna starts crying, and I started crying. And
So we need a good episode like that. Bring the waterworks. It'll happen.
I was like, I was not expecting that. There's a creepy lady with a scythe, and everything's going along fine.
There's a taxidermied wolf that I come across in the museum. It's like,
Just end up on your knees.
smashing on the plexiglass of the museum guards come and take him away.
Take me all to hell!
And of course we're tracking down the caveman statue that's in there, but I can see it all now.
That's awesome.
Shut the wrong.
Shut up, the wrong. Oh, that would be wicked. Chris, thank you for coming in.
Guys, thanks for
This
having
was
me.
so much
As
fun.
always.
It's just, it was brilliant. There
Next
we go.
time bring scotch, it'll be
Yeah,
more
actually, there we go. That'll happen
I'll
next
bring
time.
the scotch.
Oh!
My treat.
It'll be
There we
great.
go. All right, and then Bonnie, our op.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Good time.
Did you wave to the camera?
No.
Did you wave to the camera? Did you wave to the fucking camera?
I'm busy.
This is my part! I can do stuff now!
Mistakes because you were yelling at me.
All right, and Sue,
Tim?
good job tonight. It was awesome. We're having a bang-up week. I don't know where that came from. Bang-up week. But yes, we'll hopefully see some of you at the convention this weekend, and the convention at the weekend after that. Digital Film
Burlington
Festivals.
Toy Show.
Yeah.
We're going to.
It's going to be wicked. But yeah,
Toys.
so Sue, thanks as always.
Thank
And
you
for
having me,
Smithy
Tim.
TV, what?
Nothing.
And for Smithy TV and the Mind Reels, thank you and good night.
Hi, I'm David Bronstein, king of late night TV. You know, I'm a TV guy. I produce infomercials. I book the airtime. But all the action has changed now. The world is topsy-turvy. The world's went upside down. Now, to market your product, to market your service, you got to produce videos and market them online. On all these social networking sites, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the MySpaces, the YouTubes, Funny Junk, E-Bombs World. These video sites are the new television networks online. And one day, you can upload your video online and get millions and millions of views. There are products and services making a fortune online, not on television anymore. They can't make any money on TV. They're all online and they're producing videos.